one. We're going to go live.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay, thank you for tuning in to Naijha Speaks. I'm Naijha Wright-Brown, co-owner of the Land of Kush Vegan Soul Bistro in Baltimore and executive director of the Black Veg Society. I am so happy to have this fabulous guest on, Kadedra. She's going to talk about her journey and the Eat Fresh Veggies initiative. Kadedra, how are you doing today?
I am doing wonderful. I did my yoga this morning. I had my breakfast. So I am really excited to be here with you today. Thank you so much for having me on. And I really look forward to sharing my project with others. And yeah, I'm really excited to be here today. Thank you.
Oh, no, it's definitely my pleasure. So let's get started. Let's talk about yourself, a little bit about yourself and your journey, vegan, plant-based, and the why behind why you're doing this.
Yeah, such a big question. I have 9 years of answers to give. But yes, my name is Kadedra Holmes. My screen name is Eat Fresh Veggies. I basically started Eat Fresh Veggies on the day that I went vegan. So the Eat Fresh Veggies brand really is a testament to not only where I have come, in my vegan journey, but it really is a step-by-step on everything that I've learned over this actually almost 10 years. December, I want to say 17th is going to be my 10-year vegan journey. So
10 years, that's a decade. That's a long journey right there. So I know you've been through a lot.
Yeah, and it really has been a journey. It really has taught me a lot about, in my professional career of events management, through Eat Fresh Veggies and through, just personal endeavors. I've organized community organizations, organized community events, everything from festivals to meetups to, intimate dinners with the community to help introduce people to the vegan lifestyle. And it's also taught me a lot personally. It's really helped me learn more about myself. One of the things that we're going to cover today is the conscious consumerism. It really has been a doorway into me not only reconnecting with my food, but just reconnecting with my environment and the impact that I have as a consumer with the world around me. So, I know you mentioned the why. Every time someone asks me that question, I always give a different answer because through my vegan journey, I have evolved in so many ways. Initially, when I went vegan, it was to eat healthy, to have more control over my body. But now after 10 years, it really has evolved. It has evolved, I will say, into this active resistance against, oppressive systems and really a return back to like true self and using veganism and plant-based eating and my skills with, events management to, really combat a lot of, forces that are working against us and to just evolve and empower myself and my community. So yeah, that's a very big answer. But yeah, it's been 10 years. It's been a journey. It sure has. I could say more, but my gosh.
But I saw your interview at the virtual Raw Food Summit with Samantha Salmon. And I can assume that you're raw foodist, right?
Yeah. So I really have given it's been very liberating, labeling myself in this journey. When I was vegan, it was, I am vegan now, of course, but, starting out vegan, it was an interesting balance between restrictive and learning, and then also, finding a lot of freedom within food. So the short answer is no, I'm not a raw foodist. Right now I am. I go through spaces, especially during the summer, I am pretty much like 95% raw. tons of salad, fresh fruit, coconut water. But as we're entering into the winter months, and I eat seasonally too. I usually patronize, farmers markets and stuff like that. And some farmers I know around the area. So as we move into a colder season, I do naturally tend to, gravitate towards, more soups and stews and, more baked foods and stuff like that.
Yes.
But yeah, I really had this interesting relationship with like, who am I as a vegan? And I found a lot of liberty in being like, I just eat vegan and I really do listen to my body. And sometimes my body wants me to eat raw and sometimes it wants me to eat, prepared foods. So I'm experimenting with no labels right now.
I can see eye to eye with you. No labels.
Yeah. But again, that goes into the greater journey of, food exploration and listening to my body instead of just being like, I'm raw vegan, I have to be, and, not being flexible and fair with myself. So, yeah.
So in the interview, and I watched the entire interview all the way through.
Oh, thank you.
You talked about the conscious consumerism, and we're going to get into that a little bit in the interview. But I'm curious to know, what exactly are you eating for breakfast, lunch, and dinner as a food? You talked about your soup, but what is your daily discipline? So when you got up this morning, what did you eat? And what do you think you're going to have for lunch? And what are you going to eat for dinner?
Very good question. Interesting on this date that you're asking me. So this morning I woke up. Well, I'll give my standard. Usually I wake up and I'll do a smoothie, especially if it's a little bit colder and I'm transitioning, into more cooked foods and kind of putting weight on, putting on your hibernation weight. I'll usually do like a peanut butter and berry smoothie. I'll put a couple
nice.
I'll put a couple of spoonfuls of protein powder. And then sometimes I'll just really hook it up with a lot of natural fats and calories. So I'll put like hemp seeds. I'll put pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds. I'll put a little bit of cinnamon powder. Then I get into my supplements. I'll put like some maca powder or some ashwagandha, moringa powder. And then sometimes I'll even, if I'm feeling creative, I'll put in like, some CBD, or I'll put in like, you know what I mean? Like I really have a layered smoothie of just the fruits and bases. Then I'll throw in some fruit and then I'll kind of spice it up with some other supplements. Then for lunch, I'll typically do anything from just like a simple, I make really good fried mushrooms.
Mushrooms are my favorite. I am a mushrooms fan. Avocado and mushrooms, hands down.
Yeah, that's lunch. Like I'll do, some fried mushrooms. If I don't feel like frying, I'll sometimes just do, raw mushrooms in a salad. But typically I'll do like, some either fried or baked mushrooms with avocado, some whole wheat bread. If I'm in the, if I have before made like potato salad or something like that, or I'll do like a kale salad on the side. And then for dinner, it really kind of depends on my mood. There have been nights where I really will just eat like, another smoothie for dinner, you know what I mean? Or I'll do a super simple split pea soup. If my partner is here, sometimes I'll try to cook a little bit more because it's like 2 people. So sometimes I'll range anything from doing, a wrap, a raw vegan wrap with black beans, fresh tomatoes. He's a farmer. So, we'll get fresh tomatoes and chives from the garden.
So you got it good. That's what you're saying. You got it real good. He's a farmer.
It's a balance.
Right.
Yeah, but I'll also be fair and say sometimes I'll just do like chili for dinner, and I'll make a homemade chili with, homemade cornbread. But the reason why I thought it was interesting that you're asking me today is today I'm actually starting a 3-day fast.
I've never done one. I want to try one. So, now we're going to have to talk about that in an interview because I've been like, how do I start this? But we're going to get into that. So you're doing your 3-day fast. So tell us how you're going to do this.
Yeah, so I usually start at noon. I like to kind of wake up and kind of put something on my stomach. It helps me start my fast a little easier. So I start at noon in about 30 minutes.
Okay.
But so for this morning, I did another smoothie. I try to kind of pack it up with the nuts and seeds, like I explained earlier, because I'm not going to be eating, any solid foods for the next 3 days. But this is hard.
Don't say that because you're scaring me because I'm like, I want to
so
do this. I'm like,
bro.
it's hard.
Like,
Everybody's like, it'll be okay. And you're like, it's hard. You keep it.
no,
It's hard.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. It really is hard, but I'm embracing it because this is my third time. Me and my partner, we do it every like full moon. So the first two times it's just really hard because you have those cravings and we're used to eating every single day.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like your brain is like, what are you doing? Like you're not eating anything. And it tackles a lot of discernment, a lot with discipline of being like, you know, mind over body, you know, I can overcome cravings. That's really been my theme, you know, for this. But this is my third time. I'm getting better every time.
I'm trying to get to the first time. So please help me. I'm trying to get to the first time.
Yeah. So the first time, I mean, I'll be honest, like I did eat. Like the daytime is easy because I don't know if it's because the sun is out. I'm gonna give it the sun. Like, you know, your energy, you're kind of moving around and doing stuff. But once the nighttime hits, I think that's when we're accustomed to eating, you know, dinner time with family. So that's when I'm like, I'll take a nibble here and nibble there, you know. So yeah, the nighttime is, for me, I can say personally, the most challenging. And that's usually when I start to kind of slip. So I have found that planning helps a lot. Like, even if it's drink water, like I really will, but like, what's my menu for the day? And instead of it being food, it's all right, I drink, you know, water, or I'll drink tea. And then I'll be honest with myself and say, hey, look, if I'm really like struggling, then I'll just eat some fruit, you know, like, I'm not going to punish myself. I'm going to be like, hey, look, if I'm really feeling it, then I'll eat some fruit. I'll eat a mango and then I'm right back on it, you know, right afterwards. So, yeah.
Okay, good. I mean, yeah, I like that practice because I see for my first time, I'm probably going to go through that process too. Because again, having never done it, but I want to, and the question is, you're doing it now in the winter. Is that a good time to do it? Or you just decided you want to do it now? Before the holiday, or if you do, I don't know if you celebrate the holiday or not, so I won't make an assumption. Is just now the time you want to do this?
Now is just the time. And so I know with you, you know, thinking about starting it, it's really just listen to your spirit. I mean, my spirit told me that, like, you know, I really do need some clarity in my life. You know, there's a lot of, you know, even though we're vegan and raw vegan, there's still a lot of like spiritual junk, you know what I mean, that we still hold on to, that we're still detoxing from. And my body was just like, you know, try to use food as a tool by not eating food and practicing discipline and clarity by, you know, having more control over your cravings. And I have found that when I get off of my fast, I'm eating healthier because now I'm conquering cravings. So it's like, okay, you know, it's easier to further myself in my discipline of raw veganism and raw food eating as I kind of go through these cycles. But yeah, this it's actually harder fasting than it was to go vegan, and that is
wow.
I didn't know.
I can only imagine because it's, you know, it's just, yeah, it's deep, but I'm gonna get there. So if you're just anyone just tuning in, you're tuning into Naijha Speaks. And we are here with Kadedra of Eat Fresh Veggies and a whole host of other stuff that we're going to talk about that she's into. What is the Eat Fresh Veggies initiative? How and why did it begin?
So Eat Fresh Veggies really started out as me just going vegan. And I have found, after my 10-year journey, I've discovered that I have a really interesting passion for taking people along with me. Like if I'm starting something, even if I'm like 2 days into it, I'm just like, all right, who else wants to do it with me? Right. So when I went vegan, it gravitated me to be like, well, if I'm going to go vegan, I want to learn from others and with others.
I want to share your page. We got your page.
Yeah,
up.
Please. Yeah, thank you. That's my Instagram. Please follow at Eat Fresh Veggies. Check out my Linktree account for other ways to support me and some upcoming projects that I have. There's been a lot cooking with the Eat Fresh Veggies brand, as you will see. When I first went vegan, it was me just learning how to cook vegan food and having good meals and not so good meals as I learned. And now Eat Fresh Veggies has evolved after 10 years. I just opened up a pop-up shop in Northwest DC, as you'll see on the screen. I'm serving up homemade, pre-ordered vegan and raw vegan food to the community. I also have other fun projects that are coming out, vending spaces, events organizing, events management. Oh, that's actually a video of our pop-up shop. Yes, please check it out. I know I designed the place. I did that. I did it.
Love it.
Yes.
And where are you based out of? Where you? I don't think I asked that.
Very good question. I am a activist on the road. I have done work all throughout the East Coast. As you'll check through my profile, I've done work all the way down in Atlanta, Georgia. Over the summer, I did a farm and food tour where I traveled from Georgia all the way up to Baltimore, meeting Black farmers. So I'm based out of DC right now, but I am willing to travel for the food. I have traveled across the country, promoting veganism and healthy eating. So, yeah.
I love this. I love this picture.
Kind of, where I'm based out of is very vague. I travel the country doing this, and I love it. I love it. Yeah.
Awesome. So what are some of the tools that you use for your advocacy?
Yes. So as I mentioned before, I do events management and community organizing. So, I've organized small events to, meetups and, intimate dinners all the way up to actual festivals and being part of coordinating team on festivals. So a lot of the tools that I use on the bigger platforms is events management. But at the moment, I am organizing an online virtual course. You'll actually see on my profile on my link tree. I'm actually launching on my Instagram. I'm launching a course that people can visit online. And I also just do a lot with just cooking for others. On a one-on-one basis. I've also done consultations, personal consultations. So it really has turned into this one-stop shop of of healthy eating and helping others learn more about the vegan lifestyle.
Yeah. Is that the workshop that you're talking about?
Yes. So that is the form to sign up for your deposit form. Yes, it is a big read. It will include everything that you get in the course. The course is called The Spirit of Food. And the goal of the course is to help reconnect others with food and embracing using food and healthy eating as a tool for our spiritual journey. Through this journey of my personal vegan eating, I've learned that there's such a disconnection that we have, even as a vegan, that we have between our food and the role that it plays in our spiritual development. That's why fasting, as I mentioned earlier, I'm using food as a way to enlighten and evolve myself other than just I eat food.
Wow.
So the course is very intimate. It's a 4-week-long course with 4 live online courses. And then it also has plenty of inclusions. You get downloadable materials. You get mailed simple food samples that, we'll actually use within the workshops to teach you how to taste, to teach you how to smell your food, to teach you, yes, this is chocolate, but it comes from a cacao bean, which takes 8 months to grow. You know what I mean? Like it really does draw you into food it's an overlooked tool that has really shaped our reality.
No, this looks serious. I'm looking at everything, what you will learn, experience, and I'm like, wow. It
is. And I actually, I'm still working on it. I just finished the deposit form. I'm still, kind of sewing up the ends of it, but it actually is my first online course.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I've been working on mine since last December.
We gotta talk because I
was supposed to come out with this course.
Exactly how you feel.
I'm still working on it. Don't let COVID kick your small Black business ass, and it's still not out.
Right. Oh man. But yeah, since you mentioned tools, it is a new tool that I have added to my arsenal of ways that, you know, I can just help people learn more about or reconnect to vegan eating. So yeah.
And you have the interview that I was referring to, everyone. Again, thanks for tuning in to Naijha Speaks. We are talking with the fabulous, fantabulous Kadedra of Eat Fresh Veggies. She did an interview at the Raw Food Health Empowerment Summit, which was amazing,
Mhm.
put on by Samantha Salmon of the Raw Food Planner. And you also have a podcast. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so the Eat Fresh Veggies podcast, it has been an evolving project. um, I work on it and then I get distracted doing everything else and then I come back to it. But yes, the Eat Fresh Veggies podcast is, yes, please check it out. I've been working on it for about 2 years now. I think I have about like 15 to 20 videos and just covering various topics, you know, everything from, you know, women's health and some of the herbs that I personally use, you know, to, you know, have healthy, you know, menstruation, you know, and also there's plenty of recipes on there that you can check out, you know, videos of me cooking, and also the farm and food tour. As I mentioned earlier, I did a 2-week long tour across the East Coast, visiting Black farmers and Black owned landowners, and just really highlighting the power of Black food and the impact that we should embrace through our Black farmers. So yes, please check out the podcast. There's tons of videos of me talking and also videos of Black farmers and interviews, and it's a lot. It's a lot, but please, it's very worth checking out.
And we're going to get into that the other initiatives that you have, or the one that you have here that I want to talk about. But I want to ask the question of, one, how was that that tour that you did from Maryland to Georgia, and are there any challenges that you face inspiring and educating Black communities on this initiative of eating?
Yeah. So it was an interesting experience. Positively, which is 98% positive. I don't want to insinuate that anything negative happened, but I really learned just how much land is owned by Black people.
Uh-huh.
This severe unawareness that we have, that a lot of Black, whether they're using it or not, whether it was, you know, handed down through families or, you know, different caveats, I really have said, like, wow, a lot of Black people own. I mean, you know, especially throughout the Southeast, which is where I had my tour. So, you know, seeing how much Black land ownership there is. There's a program called the Black Land Trust, which is an organization that is really working to tie in a lot of these Black landowners and Black farmers, and you know, keeping the land within Black ownership, as well as using the land to empower our community. So yeah, it was this funnel space of like, wow, like, you know, I thought it was this much, but now I'm seeing that there are a lot of Black land ownerships that are a lot of great opportunities that we can take advantage of. So and then seeing it done, you know, seeing Black land, you know, taken from being just like a plot and then turned into a garden, you know what I mean, that welcomes Black volunteers to get into the dirt. It was mind blowing. You know, seeing all of this, you know, bubbling, and I didn't even know I was down the street from it. So yeah, that was amazing. And if anything from the experience, a lot of difficulties that I had was, you know, I find myself being like a connector. Like, yes. I know something, this person doesn't know that thing. You know, you two need to meet each other, you know. And it has.
I relate to that. It's an important role. It's a very important role, because you can't do everything and you can't help everybody, but you can connect people so they can help each other. And that's how you build the community and, you know, vibrant relationships and partnerships. So it's a very good position to be in.
Yeah. And you know, as much as that was like a setback, being like, wow, you know, I'm only one person doing this. You know, there are a lot of organizations like Black Land Trust that people just don't know about.
I just found out about them. And you know why I found out about them? Because we have some heirs land in Wadesboro, North Carolina, that, you know, that heirs land stuff. And that's a whole nother show. So
but that was, it was like, wow, you know, there are a lot of things out there that just aren't advertised to us or are not invested in being, you know, placed in front of us deliberately. So it really did open my eyes to be, you know, like, wow, you know, I'm one person doing this. A lot of people are doing this, but I need to be a better connector from, you know, not just between individuals, but projects and individuals, and getting Black people on these farms. And you know what I mean? Like, I kind of took it as a responsibility to be like, you know, no, we need to know these things are out here. You know, we need to reconnect, and I need to be that reconnection.
Right. We all have a purpose, and we need to, you know, find within what that purpose is, and, you know, get in where we fit in. So let's get to the conscious consumerism.
Yes.
What is it, and how does it relate to the work you're doing with the Eat Fresh Veggies initiative?
Yeah, so the way I would define it, this is a subjective definition. This is not the Webster, you know what I mean? You know, generally speaking, conscious consumerism is a general awareness of the way that you are consuming, you know, pretty general, straightforward. But over 10 years of experience of people and places and events, conscious consumerism, I can say, as me as a Black woman, and as an advocate, you know, for Black health, is, for us personally, it is a reconnection to who we actually are. There were a lot of things that we have been separated from, and you know, we have become unconscious consumers. You know, we have become, you know, as results of slavery, you know, Jim Crow, and, you know, centuries of being up on this uphill battle. You know, we have become unconscious consumers, generally speaking, of just consuming, you know, just eating out of reaction, eating out of fear, consuming out of feelings, purchasing out of reaction. You know what I mean? It's just been this knee-jerk reaction.
Right.
And I can say personally, as a Black advocate and as a Black woman, I can say personally that conscious consumerism is a conscious consumption of how we are investing into ourselves. And with that conscious consumption, everything gets a second thought. It gets a, do I really need to? You know,
I get it. Totally.
Yeah, like whether it's kind of, you know, yes, this tastes good. But once you learn, animal agriculture industry, I'm just going to take an example. Once you learn, you know, how this animal was treated, how this animal's, you know, meat is now being used for food, and then you look into the environmental impacts that specifically and strategically target Black communities. Since we're using an example, animal agriculture industry, pig farming. Not only, you know, is the process in which the animal is killed is a very violent process. I have found that a lot of these pig farms are actually in Black communities, and a lot of the pollution that comes off of these pig farms actually ends up causing cancer, asthma in young children, and just severe respiratory issues in the Black communities where these pig farms are located. So it's more than just what you're eating right now, specifically in the Black community. It's, how is this food being used to further detriment my community? And then, you know, going back to the examples of the pig farms, it's like, whoa, it's not just, you know, meat. It actually is being strategically used to, you know, dismantle our community, you know, by being placed in these areas of low income housing, being placed in predominantly Black neighborhoods, the lack of structure around how the pollution gets sprayed into the air. I mean, they're literally just spraying the poop in the air, y'all. Google
right.
It.
No regard, no regard for what's happening. Nothing.
Yeah, like just spraying it into the air, just leaving it in open trenches. And then we have Black homes literally a mile or two down the street. That's not an accident. Like, that is not it. Oops. That is strategic, and that is thought out. So when I define conscious consumerism, it's being conscious of everyone else that is impacted by your consumption right now, and how you can mitigate the suffering, how you can mitigate the, the systemic oppression that is affected through all the people that are being affected by your choices right now. So food is an example of that, clothing, I don't know, hair products, like, And it's just opened the floodgates to be like, wow, other people are affected by my choices.
Right.
And those other people tend to be Black people too. So what am I going to do? You know, where does it start? So that's my great definition of conscious consumption. It's so much more than just thinking about it. It's knowing and then doing better.
Yeah. No, and it's very important. And we could speak for a long time about it and talk about, you know, strategies and things we can do to help our community to learn more about it and take action on how they can be better consumers and more conscious. So I agree with you on that. And sometimes when I'm out there, and now living the lifestyle, you tend to think more. So when you know better, you're going to do a little better. Hopefully those that know better are going to do better when they're out there making purchases and eating and whatever it is they're being involved with. Black Nomads Meet. Talk to us more about this, because you know, it's I'm a free spirit, so it just seems like this whole free spirit, you know, behaviorism and traveling, and you tell us what's going on.
Okay. All right. Let me get started. So, oh my gosh, Black Nomads Meet. It has evolved just beyond my wildest dreams. So Black Nomads Meet is a Black nomad organization, you know, helping teach Black people about alternative lifestyles while embracing and, you know, connecting current Black nomads like myself. I've been living in my van for about 2 years now. And you can actually check out Black Nomads Meet on Instagram too.
Okay,
check out.
I'm going to do that.
Yeah. It's just simple, you know, at Black Nomads Meet. But yeah, it is a platform working to, you know, educate Black people. Oh, actually, go ahead and follow, and I will.
Woo, look at you already selling. Go ahead and follow. I got it.
Yeah, go ahead and follow. Yeah, all right. So let me go ahead and let you in so y'all can check out the profile.
Because I was waiting to talk about this one.
Yeah, we have the page on private because you know what I'm saying. Like,
right,
I got you. You know what I'm saying.
I know.
All right, cool. All right, you should go ahead and refresh the page now. I just let you in.
Good. Right, there we go. Look at that.
So Black Nomads Meet, you know, so some of the tools that we're using is organizing meetups. We just had our Black Nomad October campout this October 23rd. It's really working to just put Black people on the platform of alternative lifestyles. And I live in my van. I've been living in my van for about 2 years now. And again, it calls back to, as soon as I'm onto something, I'm like, all right, y'all coming with me. You know what I mean? Like, I moved into my van in August, and I started Black Nomads Meet in October of 2019.
Look at this.
So, yeah. That's the venue for our October campout that we just had.
Yes.
You know, our website is a one-stop shop where you can find, you know, we have blogs on there. We have our upcoming events. I actually need to update it, but we have our upcoming events on there. We have our newsletter that you can be a part of. Please subscribe to get updated on upcoming events. And it's just kind of just an amazing side project of a little part of who I am, of just trying my best to be like, you know, how else am I consuming? You know, back to that conscious consumerism of like, hey, I'm gonna live in a van and recycle and.
This is so cool. No, you don't even know, because I want to get in the RV and just go cross country and just chill and just, you know, this just looks so free and just so communal, all of that. Yeah. This is amazing. Look at that. Yeah. So blacknomadsmeetup.org is the website for those interested in connecting with Kadedra on the Black Nomads Meet.
Yes. Yeah. And if you're interested in alternative lifestyles or connecting with others, you know, or even just connecting with me, please shoot me an email. I am info@Black Nomads Meet. Like, I catch all the emails. So yeah, please reach out. I'm always excited about getting Black people, you know, to learn more about you know, non-traditional housing and living opportunities. Yeah.
Wow. What is the advantage of that?
Oof. Money. money. Like, that was why I started living in my van, I can say.
That is so amazing.
Yeah.
You don't be surprised. You might see me connecting with you soon on that. I like that. blacknomadsmeetup.org. So if you want to learn more about that, you all want to go visit that website.
Thank you.
What you talked about how we can connect with you. We have the Instagram, the Eat Fresh Veggies on in that regard, and the Black Nomads Meet on Instagram, and they're both on Facebook. And then we have the websites. What is a powerful message that you want to send to all the viewers today? And again, we don't know if people watching now or people watching the replay. What message do you want to get out to them?
The message that I want to get out is challenge a lot of the systems that we have been convinced are normal. I started living in my van to save money. And, I purchased my van for $2,500, renovated it for another $1,000. And I haven't paid rent in 2 years.
Oh my God.
Well, right now, I'm about to be like, right now I'm paying $200 a month. I'm on like a little farm, but I pay $200 a month. So the message that I want to get out is really challenge a lot of what we've been taught as normal, because there are a lot of opportunities that lie in being alternative. From being a nomad, I've saved tens of thousands of dollars in housing costs. And that has opened up the opportunity for me to be able to invest in myself and invest in my dreams, invest in my future. By being vegan 10 years ago, it really opened my third eye to say, I don't have to eat what I grew up eating. I can actually, be more careful and thoughtful with my meal planning and with my foods. And all of a sudden I found myself learning about how my ancestors used to eat, or I learned my ancestry. I learned how they used to eat, hundreds of years ago before they were, captured into human trafficking. Like, it really has just opened so much of myself. And I have grown into where I am because I really did challenge the status quo. And I really did challenge a lot of what I was being conditioned into learning. And though it has been a journey and there's been a lot of ups and downs, by being different, by being challenging, and by questioning my current environment, it has led me into this journey of, true self-discovery, and being able to share that with others is really just opened up my life. And there's so much more I want to say, but just be challenging and questioning.
Yeah, I know. I can only imagine. So I'm sending blessings your way. If you weren't doing all of this right now, is there anything that you would be doing? Anything else that you would be doing if you weren't doing this?
Hold on. I looked at the question and I tried to come up with an answer. And now I'm being asked, what I would do if I wasn't doing this? I don't know how different this is, but I would just be farming. You know what I mean? I would just be I would just be living kind of just on my own land, farming, and just kind of growing my own food and relaxing. I'm working so hard right now because this is what I'm called to do. You know what I mean? And this is what is, what the community needs from me. Right. But if I wasn't doing this, I would just go back and be living in the country,
Awesome. Awesome. Kadedra, it was such a pleasure to have you again. How can we all best connect with you? All the channels, if you want to tell us that now.
Instagram and Facebook at Eat Fresh Veggies. You can follow the Black Nomads Meet Project on Facebook and Instagram as well. You can also follow kind of a combination of both on YouTube. My YouTube channel is Black Nomad Vegan. Through Black Nomad Vegan is where you'll see, we have our virtual tour series from the Black Nomads Meet. So you'll get to actually, interface virtually with some Black nomads that I've interviewed before. Nice. My farm and food tour is on there. and also just some recipes that I cook up, the podcast. And it really is just the video one-stop shop of who I am. So YouTube, Black Nomad Vegan, and then Instagram and Facebook at Black Nomads Meet, as well as at Eat Fresh Veggies. And then Black Nomads Meet at website is blacknomadsmeetup.org. And I think that should be it.
Well, thank you everyone for tuning in. And if you're watching the replay, please like, comment, share, reach out to Kadedra. Go to naijaspeaks.com for more fantastic interviews from some fabulous guests. And thank you to all our sponsors who are supporting Black Veg Society. You can go to blackvegsociety.org. And until we see you again, please be well and be safe.